Hello friends, in this video tutorial, let us see how to import from our SSAS Tabular server the project, that is Tabular project, which has been deployed on the server into our SSDT. So for this, first of all, let us go to Power Pivot Excel sheet. Now in this Power Pivot Excel sheet, there is data of 4 tables, okay, and along with this data of 4 tables, we also have a measure called total sales. Now let's save everything. Let's close this Power Pivot. Now let's go to SSMS. Now we can see that right now there are no databases in SSAS 2014 T instance, which is a tabular instance. So now first of all, let us import that Power Pivot, that is restore that Power Pivot into this tabular instance of SSAS. Okay, so we'll go to restore from Power Pivot. We'll have to specify the path of the Power Pivot Excel sheet. So let us specify the path over here. Okay, so this is the path, and we'll have to specify the name of the Power Pivot. So copy, and this is the name of the Power Pivot dot. Okay, let's copy it again. Copy, and this is the name of the Power Pivot, right? Dot XLSX. So we have provided the path to our Power Pivot. Now restore database. So we'll have to provide the name of the database in which we want to restore. So let us call it as SSAS Tabular 2. Okay. Now let's click OK. So right now it is importing our Power Pivot database into our server. So let's refresh, and we can see SSAS Tabular 2 has been created, right? And it has got all the 4 tables, right? And if we browse the cube, then we will get measure, total sales measure over here, right? Which was there inside our Power Pivot, right? So we can even filter our data, let's say by gender and by marital status, right? So in this way the cube is complete, right? And we can even explode the cube. We can see the data of the cube, right? Now let's do one more thing. Now what if we want to add a measure, right? Right now we have got only one measure in it, right? That is total sales. What if we want to add a measure in this particular cube? Then for this, let us go to our SSDT and let us import this particular deployed database into our SSDT. So we'll go to File, New Project, and let's specify the path, right? Let's call it as Tabular 2, right? So, or let us give it the same name, right? So let's copy this and let's call it with the same name, right? Okay, but this time when we are importing directly from our server, we'll have to select the last option, that is import from server tabular. Okay, so let's click OK. Now we'll have to provide the path of the workspace server. So we want workspace also to exist in this same instance. So let's connect to it, right? And let's provide the path of the same instance, right? Okay. Now import. Now it is asking us that where is the database already deployed. So it is deployed in this server instance, and which is the name of the database. So the database name is SSAS Tab 2. So let's click OK, right? So now it is importing everything from the SSAS server, tabular server, into our SSDT, right? Now it has imported schema for all the 4 tables, but it has not imported the data. Okay, for this we'll have to go to model, and we'll have to go to existing connections, right? And we'll have to say process over here. So we'll have to process the data. So now we can see that it is importing data of all the 4 tables, right? And it has imported. So let's click close, and now we are able to find data of all the 4 tables inside our SSDT. Also we can observe that we have got one measure over here. So let's save everything, and now let us say that we want to add one more measure over here. Let us say we want to add average sales, right? So let us provide the formula for it, average of internet sales, and that too will have sales amount, right? So now as per this formula we are now having the average sales, right? So let's save everything. So we have added one measure inside our SSDT, right? So what we want to do, we want to now deploy it, right? So this will be the name of the database, SSAS underscore tab underscore 2, and it's matching over here, right? So it will be deployed on this database, right? This changes will be deployed over this database, and let it be default deployment so that it will deploy the incremental changes, right? So let's click OK. Everything is correct, and this server instance name is also correct. So let's go and deploy this change. So right now it is deploying in our server database. Everything is deployed. Let's close and let's go to our server. Let's go to browse, and this time we can see that now along with total sales we also have average sales, which is the newly created measure inside our SSDT. And if we want, we can also browse the data based on, let's say, gender, let's say marital status, right? So we are able to browse the data also, right, for the newly created measure which we have created inside our SSDT after importing our database inside SSDT. So I hope, friends, this video tutorial is useful to you. Thank you.